Dreamers Welcome Podcast.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast. We back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I go by CEO PESO, blessed and highly favored. Live from the Dreamers Den, shouts out to Moves Media. Got my guy in here. Man, through the years, man, built a strong relationship. We recently just got back working together, but my man set the blueprint a very long fucking time ago, like when I first was getting into this shit, and he's still in motion, no pun intended. We got a lot to talk about. Introduce yourself, man.
Mitch Dunbar, a.k.a. Peabody, catch me Cuddy.
And there, what's popping?
Man, what's up, bro?
Man, cool. How you feeling?
Man, I feel good.
That's amazing, man. So, man, what's going on, man? How's life, man? Life, and what's going on?
Man, life is good, man. You know what I'm saying? Just, man, taking care of business, taking care of the fam.
Yeah.
You know, keeping everything in motion.
Man, yeah.
That's
hey, bro,
it.
I don't know. I'm just gonna get out the way real quick.
Yeah.
Put it in motion. What made you just make that like the forefront of like the brand?
You know, man, I just, you know, as an artist, man, you get older and you just start reflecting on, you know what I'm saying, your art and your craft. And I just looked back over, you know what I'm saying, the years of me being an artist. And I just wanted to like kind of like reinvent myself and put something fresh out there. So as I got older, man, I understood like in order to get to the finish line, man, you gotta get going. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta be great to get going, but to be great. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta put it in motion.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I like how you noted reinventing yourself, because that's one thing I noticed too. That's why I started doing the podcast and everything. Just kind of like, you know, that's just how you keep shit in motion. Like if you stay stuck on one thing, that's how you just kind of, the tunnel vision can be a little bit too tunnelish sometimes. If that makes sense. Like, you gotta know how to take these exits and detours and try to maneuver around certain things though. So that's dope.
Facts.
But yeah, man, I rock with the brand heavy though. I just wanted to get that out the way. But
Appreciate
first,
it.
man, for those who don't know, man, your upbringing, where you're from, how was it coming up? Let's talk about the past a little bit.
All right. Well, you know, I'm from Dayton, Ohio. You know, I grew up just about all over the city. You know, Dayton View area, Ravenwood. You know, Five Oaks. You know, my grandmother stayed in Crown Point. You know, so I was always over there for the summer. So you know, I grew up in the whole city. That's where I grew up at. So you know, I got family and friends in every neck of the woods. So you know, and my grandfather played with the Ohio Players. So you know, he was the original drummer and you know, leader of the Ohio Players. So you know, coming up, you know, watching him, you know, be who he was. You know what I'm saying? That was very inspiring. You know what I'm saying? So music is, you know, it's my life for real.
Yeah. So okay, that's dope. So you got like just vivid memories of your grandfather like messing around with the music.
Absolutely, man. You know, when I was about 6 or 7 years old, and I write about this in my book, you know, when I would go spend time with my grandfather, man, he had a gold record on the wall, and I never knew, you know what I'm saying, like what that was for or anything until I got older, and I was able to actually read, and I seen it said, you know,
500,000.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Funky Worm, you know what I'm saying? So he laid the drum pattern, you know, for that track, which I recently just sampled that song and did a song called 9 Cans off the Wright Brothers project. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, it's about the recycle, bro.
Yeah, for sure. That's a dope ass like musical influence though, and just to have like somebody that shaped the sound of a G-Funk and all that. You feel me? That's your grandfather. That's what's up.
Facts, yeah. And then, you know, the drum pattern is where it started. You understand? With most songs, you know what I'm saying? So to lay the drum pattern, man, that's the foundation right there. And to know that my grandfather, you know, laid the drum pattern for like one of the most sampled songs in hip hop.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? That Funky Worm is like, is sample heavy in the game, you know? So,
yeah. So okay, because I mean, that heavy musical influence, which probably hit you at an early age.
Yeah.
But was it anything else you was diving into this as a kid? Was it sports on the menu, or was it like anything else that you saw yourself wanting to really be like on when I grow up, or was it just straight music?
You know what, we played basketball, football in the hood with all the little kids, you know, but I never inspired to like really, you know, play professional ball. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't really a passion. When I started getting into music, when I say like the 7th, 8th grade, when I started doing music, man, that just instantly took over. You know, that just took over my focus, because I was always highly advanced than everybody, you know. So I stood out like at an early age with making music. So I knew that, I knew making music was going to be something I was going to be tied to for a long time.
Yeah, that happened to me. Like, then they're like 16. I'm like, damn, bro, this music shit pretty crazy. Well, I was influenced by Dame Dash and shit. I wanted to be a mixture of Dame Dash and DJ Drama.
Absolutely.
Like, so
Absolutely.
that was my shit though.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man. So was 7th, 8th grade when you really took it serious, or when was the turning point of like, all right, like I'm about to really dive in on this shit and be who I am?
It was after I graduated from high school. Once I graduated from high school, you know, that's when I really got in tune with really understanding more of the business side. You know, high school, middle school, it's just, you know, you rapping for the girls. You know what I'm saying? You rapping at the lunch tables. You know what I'm saying? But once yeah. You know, because you know, my grandfather, he was from the R&B area, so he really didn't have the know-how how to maneuver with hip hop. You see what I'm saying? So he really wasn't an influence with the hip hop, but you know, as far as like my musical DNA and where I come from, you know, he was a big impact. So once I got out of high school and I started, you know, understanding the business, that's when I got with my cousin Tommy Owens. That's when, you know what I'm saying, things just, you know what I'm saying, the structure to who I am as an artist, you know what I'm saying, came into play.
So he the one that kind of was teaching you the business of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, exactly. As far as my business sense and my savvy and, you know, how I conduct myself, you know, Tommy Owens, you know what I'm saying, like he put that in me.
Yeah, that's that. I wish I had some type of mentorship at that point, at that age, because we was just doing whatever, not really, you know, learning as you go type shit.
Yeah, man.
Which is good and bad, but you know.
Yeah, it is. It can be good and bad if you learn as you go versus you having a mentor. You know what I'm saying? So it got its ups and downs.
Yeah, because you know that's just trial and error for real though, man. So,
absolutely.
So, what was the first official mixtape that you actually put out to the world of like? Hold on, because you had a couple of name changes though. So
Nah, I just had one. You know, everybody know me as Peabody.
Right.
But then when I kind of like reinvented myself, you know what I'm saying, I went with the Mitch Dunbar, aka Peabody.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Peabody was.
Oh my God.
Catch Me Cuddy.
Catch Me Cuddy.
Hey, yo.
Hey.
I remember, man, because if I ain't mistaken, it was you, I think. Well, I remember a cover. It was like you and a white dude on there or something.
Yeah. Me and my partner, Sam Cuddy. Big shouts out to Sam Cuddy. He's still doing his thing. You know, Sam Cuddy was very instrumental with Jola, getting Jola signed with Jermaine Dupri and Def Jam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So big shouts out to my boy Sam Cuddy.
Man, them CDs was everywhere. Then we had one. That's why I was engineering. And I would play our song and then play them songs or whoever CDs I had. I was just comparing the mixes and shit. Because I'm like, to us, bro, that shit was like, man, they got to print it on the cover. I think I might have had a barcode on that motherfucker. For all I know. Like, it just was like, that was like when I was getting business savvy. Like, oh, if they were doing that, then we need to do some shit like that. Though.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
But yeah, so was that like, was that a single or a project?
Well, that was a mixtape. So I ain't never dropped a project.
Word.
Everything I done did to be a mixtape. Everything I done did, I ain't never dropped a official project. So that's why my name always buzzed in the streets, because I always just did mixtapes. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Who came up with the Catch Me Cuddy phrase though?
I did. You know, I came up with the Catch Me Cuddy phrase, man. You know, my originality always been, you know what I'm saying, there. You know what I mean? Being able to come up with, you know, catchy bars or catchy sayings, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, you know, I came up with the Catch Me Cuddy.
Man, so with you putting that, like, that was the first project?
Yeah, well, no, that was actually the project me and Sam Cuddy did. That was volume 3. I put out 2 mixtapes.
Okay, that's when I got hip then.
Yeah. I put out 2 mixtapes before that.
So so as you put out your first project though, is that like you was already getting the mentorship from Tommy Owens and everything on how to like structure?
Absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
So how was that feedback on that first project though? Like when because I assume it was like, did you have a team or was it just you like kind of pushing it yourself?
No, I had a team. I always had a team. You know, NYHU always been there. You know, so I always had a team. Far as like more so on the financials, on the creative side, I always had a team. But like on the financial side, you know, it was, you know what I'm saying, me kind of like footing, you know, most of the financial side to it. But you know, my crew and my family and my team always, you know, been in place.
Yeah, man. So just at that era of music in the city, man, what's like?
Oh man,
you
had to be there. Man,
I was about to say, man,
you had to be there.
Just explain like just how it was, man, because to me, bro, that was for our generation, that was my golden era.
Yeah, I mean, you had to be there, man. You know what I'm saying? Because like you got, you know me, you know, Chaos, Ready, You know,
275,
DeMarco, 275, you know what I'm saying? Machete.
Still jumping.
Yeah,
Machete.
you know what I'm saying? It was man, you just had to be there. It was off the chain, man. You know, DJ Swift, you know, it was just a whole movement. But the thing about it, like all of us, we grew up together. So we all knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and it was a lot of egos, you know what I'm saying? Like
I mean, because everybody could be coming in who they are, and
absolutely.
And I remember vividly too, because like that's when we had started Trendset, and I just was like, everybody just got like they conglomerate with each other.
Yeah.
Which is crazy now because it ain't nothing like that now in the city.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's not no groups or you know what I mean? Like cliques. It's so weird. I'm like, we had like 10 motherfuckers.
You hear me?
Like,
you hear me coming through like that?
The whole gang with us though, but
man.
it just made it feel more powerful though. But man, yeah, y'all all them names you named was definitely influence on me and my squad of like, yeah, we gotta do like these niggas.
Absolutely.
Man, for real.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that was a great era, man. So wait, I don't want to get to that question yet. All right, my bad. I got a plethora of shit though.
Facts.
Man, so you know, so like I said, we recently just linked up like I think a few years ago. Which we always been known of each other though. But man, bro, so diving into the music heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's when I realized talking to you, we had a conversation in the car and just kind of realizing, bro, you decided to divide your mind state into like a lot of different pathways of like success though.
Yeah.
So I know you because we directed the video together.
Yeah.
What else do you got under your belt that you away from music that made you get into other things?
Okay, so like when I kind of reinvented myself, I seen that I had multiple things that I wanted to do, and like to put a business structure to it, I had to figure out like, man, how can I put a business structure to this and make this work for me on paper? You know what I'm saying? So what I did was I created a media company because, you know, I'm so well versed at, you know, writing books. I'm so well versed at writing music. You know, I got my clothing line. So once I started my media company, man, it kind of just took me outside the box of being a rapper and more into a businessman, so it can like really, you know, push me forward, you know, on the financial side and the business side.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
so I guess I want to ask you though, what was the epiphany moment of like I need to reinvent myself? Was it a certain situation or just just the environment around you? Like, what was it?
Just studying the game. You know, like I'm a real hip hop head. Like I'm a real hip hop head, man. Like I'm a real hip hop head at the end of the day. So I understand about evaluations. I understand like after you go so far, you got to stop and you got to reevaluate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just with life, you know, and with relationships, with jobs, you know, that's with everything that we do. So when I did a reevaluation over my career, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, now it's time to do something different. Let's try to reinvent yourself. You know, so I'm always challenging myself, like even with music, like I know some people probably know who really pay attention to me. Like I don't really cuss or, you know, use profanity or really use my music as a weapon of negativity.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But that's challenging though. That's challenging because
I can imagine.
Because it's so easy to say, you know what I'm saying? Shit. It's so easy to say fuck. It's so it's so easy to rhyme with cuss words. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to do that.
Them is like fillers then.
Exactly. And listen, it's challenging. When I say it's challenging, but that's because I'm a lab rat. That's because I'm a real hip hop head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now I like the word you use. You reevaluated your whole situation though.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was saying. People just kind of, I don't know, like they be so just stuck on one thing, and then they get so discouraged because that one thing ain't working. Like I remember my OG told me when I first started, he was like, bro, you might start out doing one thing in music and do something completely different.
Absolutely.
At the finish line.
Absolutely.
And it just was like, I think that just made me more open minded when he told me that, like, man, if I ain't the biggest music video director, I'm gonna be the biggest goddamn film director or some shit, or writer or whatever the case is. Man, so I do want to talk about well, no, we spoke and put it in motion. Man, the books.
Yeah.
You were right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's under the media company.
Yep, that's under the media company.
Okay. So how many you got under your belt? And well, first off, what made you get into wanting to be like an author?
Okay. Like, so since day one, me being a rapper, I got so many brothers and cousins and family members that took you know, to the music, and they all came up under my wing. So I would always, you know what I'm saying, write for them. I would always, you know what I'm saying, like give them hooks. Like, so the whole time I've been writing for myself, man, I've been writing for other people.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and so one day, man, I was just sitting doing my reevaluation, and I'm looking at all these notebooks of music, of bars and shit that, you know, like I ain't even using. You know what I mean? It's old. It's so much stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking to myself, like, dang, man, I got all these notebooks. I'm like, I can really publish. You know what I'm saying? I got so much stuff that I can really publish these notebooks of raps, of bars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let me just tell a story. Like, let me instead of publishing my bars, let me just, you know what I'm saying, write a book and tell my story. So people can get a more inside look of who I am as a person, and not just so much behind the mystique of Peabody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it really inspired me, man. Just doing the evaluation and constantly being you know, keeping that pen in my hand. You know, you learn as you go, kind of thing.
Yeah. So you basically you just seen the raps, not the word I just thought of recycle, but I guess you just seen it like, okay, it's sitting here, but I could do something with it besides put it on wax.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Smart. But instead of putting the book out with just bars, I was like, you know what? Let me just tell my story. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I said, and it was challenging at first because, you know, I wasn't around nobody that was writing books.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, like, so the structure of writing it, did you have to do some research, or did you just go in there and just kind of like?
I just used the same format as if I was writing a paper.
Oh, okay.
I used the same format. Like when I used to write papers in high school or college, you know, because I went to Central State for 3 years. I just used that same format. You know, you create your rough draft. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You draft up everything you want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Just put everything down on a piece of paper. You know what I'm saying? What you want to talk about. Then you prioritize what you want to talk about, and then you start going in depth on the things that you want to talk about, and then you just go ahead and put it all together. You know what I mean? So it was challenging because, like I said, wasn't nobody around me writing books or self-publishing books, because I self-published my book. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? But my grandfather always told me to learn the game for yourself.
Cut out the middleman.
Yeah, learn the game for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, learn entertainment law. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to do more things for yourself, and you're gonna be better off that way. So I just started learning how to do shit, and then that was around the era, like, you know, YouTube. Mm-hmm. You know, right. So you can YouTube things, and so, you know what I'm saying.
That's how I learned videography.
Absolutely.
People think I went to school. It was YouTube University.
Well, I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, if they throwing out degrees, they would get rich.
You hear me, bro? You know,
crazy.
So that was inspiring, bro. I had so many leftover raps that was just stacked up in notebooks, man. I'm like, yo, man, I could do something with those notebooks, man. Yeah, and turn them into a book.
You just said though, we passed. I didn't get that. Well, we didn't get that far though. But you went to college for what?
Yeah, I went to Central State for psychology.
Okay, dope. Yeah, damn, okay.
Man, we was all at Central State, man. You know what I'm saying? We was all at, man. Listen, man, Central State was fun, man. You know,
I imagine.
Facts, it was, man. You know what I'm saying? We was too caught up in the street life back then, and you know, God bless the ones who didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple homeboys, you know what I'm saying, that's got a couple L's on their back. You know, big shouts out to my man Wade. Big shouts out to my Cuddy Half. You know what I'm saying? But that era, man, it was, you had to be there.
Yeah, bro. I got a few years like that. You just had to be there. Yeah. So back to the book though. Man, my phone locked up. But what's the name of the book? Is it out yet or is it dropping?
Okay, so what I did was I already self-published. It's called 2 Feet In.
Right.
And so what I did was I already self-published it. But this was back in 2013, man. I was moving so fast, bro. Like, I paid somebody to proofread it, and they didn't even proofread it. And I didn't go back and double check that if it was proofread or not. You know what I'm saying? So when I published it, bro, you know what I'm saying? I just started giving books away because I believe in, you know, marketing and promotion. I don't believe in, like, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I get a project, I got to automatically sell it. Like, you got to get it. You got to move it around a little bit. And so then while I was moving around on my promo campaign, you know, somebody brought it to my attention, like, look, man, you got all these errors in your book. You didn't spend all this money. You know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 blah. So it kind of discouraged me for a minute because I'm like, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? So what I did was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was having one of them, another, you know, reevaluating your life, because I done had like 2 or 3 of them, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. So I said, like, you know what? I'm going to do the work myself this time. You know what I'm saying? So I went back in,
extra work with it.
Exactly. Put a little, I had to put it in motion, man. I had to put my own work on. Yeah, I had to put my own work in. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So when I say I put it in, man, I really put it in, man. Like I don't look for nobody else to do my work, man. I'm gonna go do my own work. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I went back in on part 1, man. I did all my editing. I got all my proofreading, and then so I'm like, I was ready for part 2. So I was like, let me just go ahead and get part 2 together. So when I relaunch it, I can push both of them. You know what I'm saying? Together as one project. So
what's the time frame on writing a book, or is it any time frame?
Man, you know what, bro? Like it ain't no time frame, bro. I wrote part 2 for real, in like I want to say like 4 months. I wrote part 1. It took me like 9 years. Yeah, well, you see what I'm saying? Because I was much more younger, and I really didn't know what I was doing.
As you go,
but by the time I got to part 2, man, it was like I flew through that like bop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Then I want to talk about too, man. You being a director. Yeah. And then we shot the video. Yeah. And just how you had the whole script laid out. Yeah. So when did you take it upon yourself to be like, all right, I'm about to really start directing my own videos? And because the one we shot, phenomenal.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, everybody loved it.
That shit was fun.
Everybody loved it.
Crazy. But so what got you into just being like, man, I'm about to just direct my own videos?
Well, I always been like a wordsmith, and I always knew how to tell stories in my raps. You know, so that's kind of where, you know, my director skills come from, because the way how I write my raps, you know what I mean? So I mean, you know, I can be a little bit everywhere here and there with my bars, but most of my dope songs be the ones that got storylines to them. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I could do the club tracks and all that, but the storyline joints really be standing out. So that's kind of where my director skills come from. So I just pull from that. You know, I just follow, you know what I'm saying, my bars. Yeah. You know, and I always had to deal with a large amount of people, because I always had, you know, I had NYHU, so I always knew how to direct. You know, people always
just literally direct. Like,
exactly.
Facilitate
different. Exactly. Yeah. So I always had that skill about myself. So now that I start the media company, you know, so you got the music, the merch, the books, the movies. You see what I'm saying? So,
and you we was talking. You do editing too.
Yeah, and I do editing too. You
That's
know
what I'm saying.
I
do
editing
so you got
too.
A whole.
But I'm a real hip hop head though. Like I'm a real lab rat, bro. Like anything that got to do with editing or videography or photography, bro. Like I'm a lab rat. Like I'm gonna sit right there with somebody and I'm gonna figure it out. You know what I mean? So I spent years of doing that. You know, big shouts out to my man Sam Cuddy. He was one of the first people who, you know, got me into engineering. You know what I mean? So.
God damn it, engineering. Yo, that's what I want people to understand though, because I remember one of my peoples back in the day, like when I was doing, I started engineering. Yeah. I started hosting mixtapes. Then I started doing, you know, music videos. Yeah. Then, you know, photography and weddings. And my man's is just like, bro, you don't think you doing too much? And I'm like, get the fuck out of here,
please.
Like,
please.
Nigga, like you can't, like, don't ever tell somebody they doing too much when they really trying to find their way.
Facts.
But then it's like I'm doing too much, but then it's like now my knowledge and expertise is in like 6 different categories. Facts. Of like, okay, I know photography, I know editing, I know engineering.
Facts.
Hell, even when I was producing at once, but I don't know, man. I was sampling too much. But
now you right though, man. You right though. You gotta know how to. You gotta know how to use every tool in your toolbox. Literally, put it like that. You know what I mean? You gotta know how to use every tool in your toolbox, and you gotta keep them sharpened. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I do a lot of winning at, because I'm well versed in multiple different areas.
Bro, that's how you gotta do, bro. Like, what's the phrase? It takes 6 different incomes to become a millionaire.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that might not be verbatim, but that is so realistic to me, because it's like, I mean, unless you're just balling off one thing, cool, but it's just like, bro, you got to really diversify yourself.
You got to.
And people need to understand that, like, it might not work out rap wise, but you might be a dope ass writer, you might be a dope ass manager or whatever.
Exactly.
Though. And I see that as you as well. Like, man, you seem like you could be a dope ass manager and a mentor.
Facts.
Just
absolutely.
for how you like guide through and do a lot of stuff though.
And that's the reason why I wrote, you know, the book, because, you know, I lost my brother back in 2012, and, you know, like, losing him, Cause like he 2 years up under me. You know, losing him to the streets, man, it made me want to gain 1 million little brothers. And you know, I wanted to give them something that they can like feed off of. You know, like music is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to give them something real. You know what I mean? They say if you want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because most people really don't read, but we gotta try to, you know what I'm saying, encourage our young people to read. If you want to be knowledgeable, man, like I'm a reader and a writer. You know what I mean? Like that's what I do. So I wanted to pick up little brothers along my journey. So I'm like, you know what? Let me write a book. You know, let me write a book. You know what I'm saying? Let me push some education on them, and let me, you know what I'm saying, mentor them and show them how to do music the right way. Because that's really what my books is about. It's like they autobiography / self-help books. So basically what I do is I use my life and my struggles and my hurdles to put out in front of the reader. So, you know what I'm saying, they know what to look for.
Yeah. And then the book live on forever.
Oh my God.
Like that's one thing, man.
Passive income.
Yeah, listen,
and that's what we got to get to.
Yeah,
if we try to get out the rat
in
race.
your sleep. Like you book it out, whatever, but it's like that shit gonna live forever though. So let's Wright Brothers.
Yeah.
Shouts out to my man On Go.
Smush.
My guy, man. I started man, me and him met years ago. We was doing like a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
That's my nigga though. Like you can see it from the beginning.
Yeah.
But man, I know we did a pod before, but I want to get more detail on like what made y'all. I'm pretty sure you came up with Wright Brothers, which is fucking dope as fuck. WRICE. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But man, what brought that together when you and him come and collaborate on the records?
Okay, so me and Newski, you know, I've been knowing Newski since he was like a teenager, and I used to go over my man Mike G house, who used to rock with HOC, I Kill, and Evolve, and all of them. And Mike G he still is a hell of an engineer, man. And when I would go over Mike G house, Newski would be over there. You know what I'm saying? And I come to find out, Newski said he used to skip school to come over there. Like we grown, you know what I'm saying? Newski still in high school, so me and Newski did a song, you know what I'm saying, called No Bicker. But this was years ago, you know what I'm saying? And so the song was dope, you know what I'm saying? We never did nothing with it. And I want to say like a couple years ago, Newski seen that I was doing the Put It in Motion brand, you know what I mean? And he was like, you know, he Newski on Go, so he like, look, bro, I wanna, you know what I'm saying? I wanna support your brand, and you know, I wanna be a brand ambassador, blah 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 blah. I'm like, all right, bet, let's go, cause that's the little bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me and him, he ended up sending me a beat. He said, look, bro, I got this track, you know what I'm saying? Let's get on it. It was the Put It in Motion Go track. So I'm like, so I jump on it, you know what I'm saying? And it was just big. And when I say it was big, because us together is really like what hip hop really is today. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of, you know, a lot of artists who do the singing and rapping thing. Like what Newski do, like I'm not a singer, I ain't gonna never sing on no track, but I'm gonna give you bars.
Yeah, for sure.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you bars every trip. And so that mix, it felt like Outkast. It felt like some Outkast shit, like Andre 3000 and Big Boy, how like they so different.
Two different worlds.
Yeah, them two different worlds.
But they making something seamless.
But exactly. They make, and Dayton ain't never had nothing like that. So when me and Newski sat down and we thought about it, he like, bruh, we need to, you know what I'm saying, do a project, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting down thinking of names, and you know what I'm saying? So I came up with the Wright Brothers, and it was just an instant, like we just went crazy, like, oh my God, this shit is about to take off, you know what I'm saying? And so, man, so that's how it came about, man, and we just, man, we've been rocking ever since. Yeah. And duos, and you know what I'm saying? Then it's too about doing something different, like you said earlier, you know, the togetherness in hip hop and cats having crews and groups, it ain't a thing no more.
It's not. I mean, unless you got them acronym, YBN, ASAP, whatever. Like, that's the new era now. You know, YMW, whatever.
But
like,
they all doing their own thing.
Exactly, though.
They all doing their own thing.
Which it was under one conglomerate. Like, that shit, it was just way more powerful, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, how many projects y'all got out right now?
So we only got one project out right now.
Okay.
We only got one project out.
That came out
last year. No, that came out this year, earlier this year.
Yeah,
that came out earlier this year. That came out earlier this year, man. And we actually was supposed to drop, you know what I'm saying, City Talk 2, like I want to say back in the summer. But you know what I'm saying, like we really had to feel some things out personally. You understand what I'm saying? Like we really had, it was a lot of, you know, me and Newski go back and forth. That's what a lot of people don't know. Like we really different. Like we two different individuals, and it's And I see why a lot of people don't do the groups no more, because it's kind of hard to really mash, you know what I'm saying, two individualities and make shit work. You know what I'm saying? It really is. But that's Lil Bro, and we making it happen. You know what I'm saying? So like, we had to find our chemistry.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we had to find we had to find the right chemistry.
You got ideas, he got ideas.
Exactly.
And it's like y'all both gun hold on like, we should do this.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So now that we got the right chemistry, we actually finishing up all the videos for the project. They'll all be done by the end of this year. You know what I mean?
Is the project coming out this year or?
Nah, we gonna wait and drop City Talk 2 next year. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Yep.
but you got some visuals coming.
Yeah, facts.
Before.
Yep.
Man, let's talk about this. I put it in, man.
Yeah.
Shouts out to CC Server.
Big shouts out
he's
to
out.
Server.
He's back.
Yeah, welcome
Earner's
home,
back.
Server.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you actually sent me the record last night in the inbox, and I was listening to it, and I'm like, this shit sound familiar, right? Like, so then,
Right.
like, I'm listening to the, cause if you know I get it in, bro, you hear them bells and chimes in the back, like that's like
signature.
yeah, for sure, like
Signature.
super timeless classic
Yeah.
song beat.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, so you, I would say pay homage,
Facts.
remixed it in a
Yeah.
sense. What made you come up with doing that?
Bro, listen, I get it in was so hard and so dope for the culture of dating hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that it was gonna be a remix. I always thought that it was gonna be, so you know what I'm saying? Because that's
Yeah.
how hard it was. You know what I'm saying? I was
But
always.
then again, you don't gotta remix it if it's already
Nah,
done.
you
No,
absolutely-
like it's a yin and yang with it.
and you
though.
absolutely right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So before before CArtst got locked up, you know what I'm saying? I had the idea back then to, you know what I'm saying, to like, you know, redo it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, bro gave me his blessings or whatnot, and but I never did it. You know what I'm saying? I never
Yeah.
did it because I was ripping and running, blah 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 blah. So, you know, I got with my man S Fresh. You know what I mean? And I was just want to move the culture. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we do mixtapes over everybody else's shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We jack everybody else's beats, but you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, I want to do this beat. You know what I'm saying? Because this was a staple track. You know what I mean? This was something that
Definitely.
was dope. So I'm like, I'm gonna move the culture this way. You know what I'm saying? So I had hollered at my man S Fresh. He got the beat, and I'm like, listen, man, I want you to speed this bitch up though. I'm like, I want you to speed the tempo up. You know what I'm saying? Because music today now is fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything is more faster. So I'm like, speed that. I'm like, speed.
And
that.
I think it is like kind of, it's hitting over just a little bit over 2 minutes if I'm mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm about to say it ain't that long though,
Yep.
but you're getting the point across.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
Absolutely. And that's all it was. You know what I mean? You know, just to pay homage, you know what I'm saying, and to move the culture, you know. So man, so that was really, you know what I'm saying, the reason why I wanted to do it, because like Dayton is so divided, you know what I'm saying, and we not working together. And with music ain't nothing but a big recycle. That's all music is. That's how P. Diddy got on. That's how a lot of people get on. You know what I'm saying?
Sound repeating itself.
Yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
big recycle. But you got to be keen enough to know that as an artist. You know, a lot of people, some things a lot of artists just don't know. Like, they don't understand. Like, nigga, it's power in numbers. You see what I'm
Definitely.
saying? So it's like,
That's a fact.
yeah, it's a fact. But you know, when you young, you know what I'm saying, your pride is in the way, your ego is in the way. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, CArtst, that's my dog. You know, like we done had our ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just about, man, me and Reddy, we done had our ups and downs. But at the end of the day, man, we all fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, we done got a lot older. You know what I'm saying? We done got a lot more mature. And I knew, like, you know what? If I jack this song, you know what I'm saying, I can actually move the culture with it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that way, the younger cats in the city can see, like, you know,
It was
working
legendary
together.
shit.
Yeah, it
like,
was legendary.
before, because you know what's crazy, like a lot of young artists now, like, because I'm about to do a podcast very soon, kind of like bridging the gap type in a
Yeah.
sense, because it's a lot of young artists now that I'm not even hip to, but when we was doing our thing, shit, they was down there 2-3 years old or just being
Yeah.
born type shit. You feel
Yeah.
me? And it's like y'all don't even know the history of what Dayton really got.
Absolutely.
Or how, you know what I mean, how it evolved to where it is now, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, so
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And people got to know, like, you know what I'm saying? People got to know, like, you know, we got to work together as a team. And the younger artists got to see the older artists moving the culture in
Yeah.
that way. You know what I'm saying? And so it was dope, man. Like, it felt good to, you know what I'm saying, to actually remix that song and step on that song the way I stepped on it, man, because it's dope. You know what I mean? It's just a dope track.
So how long was you sitting on the record?
You know what, man? I've been sitting on that joint for about like, S Fresh probably did that thing for me about like 6 months ago. Like I said, I hollered at bruh before he went in. You know what I'm saying? And, he'd been down for a minute, and then so like I want to say about 6 months ago, I had S Fresh, do the beat for me, and I just been sitting on it. You know what I mean? Sitting on it. So then when my sister Angela did his coming home, you know what I mean, at Arena, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, okay, bro just got out. Okay, let me celebrate him. You know what I'm saying? We gotta celebrate. You know what I'm saying? We gotta celebrate each other. Like,
definitely.
Yeah, like let me go ahead and celebrate bro one time, and you know what I'm saying, and wake the city up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because it was late night, and I'm listening to it. That shit kind of woke me up. I was chilling. I'm like, let me check this out. I know he's doing a pod.
Yeah.
Banged it out a few times. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that way.
My man's is on to something.
That way, yeah, that way, man. So, I'm just thinking about, you know what I'm saying, the visuals right now, and, a lot of people that heard it like, yo, CArtst gonna get on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, that'll be dope. You know what I mean? That'll be dope.
Hopping on his own remix.
Yeah, that'll be stellar.
Yeah.
And me and CArtst, you know what I'm saying, we ain't never had a song together. We done did songs together with other people, but you know what I'm saying?
But
like
just
not
like
me and him.
you featuring.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that'll be epic.
That's solid.
That's how we move the culture, man. That's
dope.
how the culture is moved, man.
Man, so before we wrap up, man, I ask everybody, what's a good quote or a piece of advice that you live off of?
A good quote and advice that I live off of. Only thing coming to a sleeper is a dream, so put it in motion, Cuddy.
Goddamn it, right. Yeah. Man,
Thanks.
Mitch, bro, I appreciate you, man. Yeah. Man, we got a lot more work to do. We gonna end 23 strong. It's the year.
Facts.
It's the year of what my man say. It's the year of Jordan and Kobe. 23. We're going into 24. Kobe.
Yeah.
Mamba year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's I like that.
Yeah. My man's
that.
He instilled it in me like, man, it's Kobe Jordan, man. It's the year of the 24 Mamba year. I'm like, all right, man. I'm with it. But man, I thank you, bro. I appreciate you, bro.
Welcome.
I know we got work we got coming together as well. And shit, we're gonna put it in motion.
Fact, let's get it.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast. Y'all keep dreaming. We out.
Catch me, Cuddy.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast.